For the next hour, deepen your shade of green. This is the Shades of Green radio show, featuring the latest in technology, money-saving ideas, legislative updates, and all things green. The Shades of Green radio show is presented by the Green Alliance. Now here's your hosts, Paul Ira and Stan Hannell.
Good morning. This is Shades of Green radio show, simulcast on KDON 720 AM and KDON 101.5 FM here in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by the Green Alliance and sponsored by Envy Energy. I am Annette Bubach, the president of the Green Alliance, and I'll be filling in for Paul Ira this morning. We also have Stan Hannell, who is on the phone with us. Good morning, Stan.
Good morning, Annette.
Here we are. This is actually our final live show for the year. And
that's exciting. And for 2 years now we've been doing this, so that's great.
Exactly. And it's number 94. Tremendous. So thank you, Stan, for all your hard work on the show.
It's been a joy. Thank you.
And then today we have a wonderful guest speaker. Her name is Vanessa Robertson. She is the executive director of Envirolution, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization here in the state of Nevada. And Vanessa is going to be sharing information about Project Recharge and STEM educational programs for Nevada schools. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Hey, listeners, while you're out there and if you hear any information and you might have questions, please feel welcome to call into the radio station at 702-257-5396. Again, that's 702-257-KDWN. So, Vanessa, let's go ahead and just start off this morning with a quick introduction of yourself. And if you'll kind of talk about your educational background as well as how you became the executive director of Envirolution. Let's start there.
Wonderful. Well, I am a Reno native, born and raised. Both my parents worked for Washoe County School District. My dad was a high school science teacher. My mom was a guidance counselor. Grew up, in this area, camping, hiking, spending lots of time outdoors. The environmental stewardship just kind of came very naturally for me. I went to UNR and got my master's in International Environmental Policy at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies in Monterey, California. And it was really during those 2 years of, pursuing a career in policy work that I had the pleasure working for a couple of nonprofits, working on program development and environmental outreach and education. And it was kind of at that point where I realized I didn't want to take the top-down approach to change, but wanted to do the bottom-up to really inspire change on a grassroots, local, educational level. And moved back home at the worst time of the recession. Trying to find an environmental policy career was challenging, to say the least. And started my own green consulting business, worked in restaurant and event management, started a family, and it was in 2013 that I ran into an old friend, Alex Gamboa, who was the co-founder and former executive director of Envirolution. And it was at that point kind of one of those small town, right place, right time situations. Envirolution had just received a 3-year, $1.2 million grant from the National Science Foundation to really develop and expand Project Recharge. And they were in need of a grant assistant and program manager. And I was doing that for about 2 years, and a little over, 2 years into it, the board decided to make some changes and put me in charge of the organization. And I've been in that position for about 3 years now as the executive director and project director of Project Recharge, and I really couldn't be happier. It's definitely my dream job.
That's wonderful. That's great news.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Vanessa, what's the history of Envirolution, and how did it get started, and what's kind of its mission regarding science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education within the state of Nevada? We call it STEM, but I know it's an important mission for your group.
It is. Envirolution was actually founded in 2007 by 4 Yale University classmates, actually in New York. They were all focused on youth engagement and hands-on education, and really focused on community outreach events. Right now, Envirolution has been dedicated to developing and scaling dynamic K-12 education, youth leadership development, and community outreach programs, all centered around energy efficiency, sustainability, and STEM education and career development. Envirolution's mission is to inspire and empower the next generation of leaders and workers who will drive the growth of a sustainable economy. And we really feel that, at that center of the sustainable economy are STEM jobs and the valuable life skills that are taught in a STEM program. But unfortunately, only 16% of students are graduating high school that are proficient and interested in a career in STEM. And in Nevada, the growth in STEM jobs is far exceeding the national average. And we really see this problem of jobs. The jobs are there, but the workforce is not. And so it's really important that we work on these programs to inspire students to pursue these careers.
Vanessa, this sounds like an amazing work that your organization is doing, and I look forward to hearing more in our next segment. We're going to go ahead and take a break so that we can hear from the announcements and commercials and our sponsors, and we'll be right back after this break. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome back. This is Shades of Green radio show, simulcast on KDON 720 AM and KDON 101.5 FM here in Las Vegas. Again, our show is produced by the Green Alliance, and we are proudly sponsored by NV Energy. I am Annette Bubach, president of the Green Alliance, sitting in for Paul Ira, who is our host and is out today. And we also have Stan Hannell, who is our co-host, on the line with us. And hello, welcome back, Stan. And we are speaking with Vanessa Robertson, the executive director of Envirolution. And before we broke for the break, we were just hearing so many wonderful things about how Envirolution became the organization that it is. And I like the fact that it is a grassroots effort and now has really grown its program. And Vanessa, I understand just with your heart and soul how the programming has developed. So good job.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, we've been hearing a lot about Project Recharge, and so I'd love to give you the time to talk a little bit more about Project Recharge and how it benefits the Nevada schools, working with the teachers and the students as well. Do you mind speaking on that for a little bit?
Oh, my honor. I could speak a half hour or more on this, but
right?
Okay. So Project Recharge is our flagship program. It's a hands-on, inquiry, and project-based STEM curriculum and training program that engages students, teachers, and also community members. It's an interactive energy education program that provides valuable professional development, 16 standard-aligned lessons, and all the essential classroom resources to teachers who then are able to empower middle school and high school students to become energy detectives, focused on saving their home, school, and their communities money through energy efficiency proposals. So through innovative lessons, energy data, and interactive dashboards, students are engaged and they learn about energy generation, consumption, and efficiency, while also learning valuable life and career skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration. And over the last 5 years, we've been fortunate to bring this program into 29 schools across 7 school districts in northern Nevada. We've provided 87 teachers with over 5,300 hours of professional development and given those teachers and those schools close to $200,000 in classroom resources that stay at those schools. We've had over 9,000 middle school and high school students go through the program, and those students are implementing and designing these projects that we've had a handful of them implemented and funded up in the north here, and together they're saving Washoe County School District over $174,000 every year and mitigating the release of over 2.2 million pounds of CO2 emissions and that's real impact that the students see, that the schools see, that the community sees.
I love the fact that you're measuring the results, and those are huge numbers, and especially coming from students' interaction. That's great news.
That's great. Vanessa, I've heard the term sustainability awareness used. Why do you believe that component of Project Recharge is so important?
Well, sustainability, can be defined, in different ways. Technically it's the ability to maintain at a certain rate or level, and usually it's considered, economic sustainability or environmental sustainability, but those concepts aren't mutually exclusive. And at Envirolution, we follow what we call our 3 spheres philosophy, or a triple bottom line of people, planet, profit. We really want to see a world where the social, economic, and environmental spheres of our lives are prosperous and in balance, creating that sustainable economy. And educating students on this model gives them an awareness that it is, in fact, impossible to make a very good living while also supporting your community and helping to preserve the environment. And so with Project Recharge, that hands-on application, students are actively solving real-world energy problems. They work directly with STEM professionals, and they see those solutions put into practice, and they take that information home with them, and they share it with their parents.
Yeah, I think that's great that it's localized to Nevada and to their region, whether it's north or you're working towards the southern part of the state as well. That's great. So hopefully they develop this kind of understanding of the world around them and then their decisions within it.
Definitely. That is our goal. Just little small changes, they really do add up, and they can start taking this home with them and implement it immediately.
Well, what impresses me is that the students are learning this, from an energy management and understanding all aspects of energy at such a young age. I work with adults quite often who really don't even understand those concepts at an adult age because we've been just so used to, we know we need energy because it powers our lives, but we don't know the source, we don't know the cost all the time, we don't know the impact, and also even renewables and generation. So I think it's tremendous that these children are learning at such a young age. They're going to grow into such knowledgeable adults. And I love the fact that they're going home and teaching their parents as well. That's great.
Yeah, we love the complaints from parents saying, you're the reason why I had to buy all LED lights, and my kid wouldn't let me get any other light bulbs, but now they're seeing the impact on their power bills every month.
See, and that's the intrinsic value of this, too, which I'm sure if you could only measure that, it'd probably even be greater than what you're talking about.
Oh, yes.
Well, and I know that you started up north in northern Nevada, in Washoe County and Carson City School Districts, but I understand that Tesla has now granted some additional funding, and it sounds like you're going to be expanding statewide, potentially. And how is the grant and future partnerships, how is all that going to come together to help you expand it into Clark County?
Well, we in August, Envirolution was one of the first recipients of the Nevada K-12 Education Investment Fund by Tesla, which will, over the next 5 years, allocate $37.5 million on initiatives that support K-12 STEM and sustainability education in the state. And, the goal of that investment is to encourage students of all backgrounds to consider a career in STEM or sustainability and to develop the next generation of engineers in Nevada. And we're a perfect match. Our organization's missions really came together. And so we're, through this investment, we'll be able to give more students the chance to get excited about sustainability and STEM early on. And through this multi-year partnership, it'll allow us to expand our reach not only in northern Nevada, but we're excited to begin the process to bring the program to more rural communities and, of course, into Las Vegas, starting just in the new year. So we're really excited about this opportunity because there's so many schools and so many students down in Las Vegas that we want to be reaching. That's excellent.
That's fantastic. And who are some of your other collaborators besides Tesla that have helped you enlarge your outreach there?
Well, none of this would be possible without, the partnership and the support of all of our school districts and all of our dedicated teachers. So I just have to give a shout out and appreciation to them. We were really fortunate 5 years ago to get the National Science Foundation grant in partnership with the University of Nevada, Reno, and we've had partnerships with the Desert Research Institute. More recently, we've partnered with NV Energy Foundation and the Nevada Governor's Office of Energy as well. But we're really looking forward to additional kind of the private-public partnership support is a really new model that nonprofits and profit companies are seeing and aligning their mission, and we're looking forward to expanding those partnerships.
That's great, Vanessa. Well, we would love to have that discussion with you as well with the Green Alliance, and hopefully there's some opportunity. Again, listen, we're going to break for a moment so that we can hear commercials and a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. This is the Shades of Green radio show, simulcast on KDON 720 AM and KDON 101.5 FM here in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by the Green Alliance, and we're proudly sponsored by NV Energy. I'm Annette Bubach, president of the Green Alliance, filling in for Paul Ira. And we also have our co-host, Stan Hannell, calling in from California.
Thank you.
So we are back, show number 94. And again, it's our final live show for 2018. And we look forward to going back into 2019 with some more great information that the Green Alliance brings forward for our listeners. We do have Vanessa Robertson, Executive Director of Envirolution, on the phone with us as well. And want to remind our listeners who might have questions for our guests, you can call into the radio station at 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-KDON. So, Vanessa, before the break, you were sharing a lot of great information about Project Recharge. And I thought maybe it would be kind of cool for you to share maybe one of the stories of perhaps a project some of the students have taken on and how they go about implementing these projects, and then some of the deliverables and the information that they are able to share with the school once they've done that project. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
No, not at all. My pleasure. So a lot of the student projects, will focus on lighting upgrades, because as they go through the lessons in our curriculum, they find out, just what low-hanging fruit lighting efficiency upgrades can be from going from fluorescent to LEDs. And so, for example, we had a group of students at Worcester High School at Mr. Coley's energy technology class, and they decided to go around and they did lighting audits on their schools. They looked at the energy bills and used energy monitoring equipment that we had installed through our NSF grant. And the students did some amazing analysis and counted fixtures and estimated all the savings on all of it, presented it to different school officials, and with the partnership with McKinstry and Washoe County School District, we were able to allow the kids to kind of see that process happen, implement it, and they get to see, the impacts of it right off the bat. And so just at that school alone, it's saving the school $72,000.
Wow.
And kind of taking these little concepts, we can't just give them these big problems and ask them to solve it. We have to give them the tools and little concepts that then they put together at the end towards these efficiency proposals.
Well, and I like that they're going for the low-hanging fruit, the low-cost, big result type approach as well.
Yeah, we get those, and we get some really creative, innovative proposals as well, from battery storage with the solar to hooking up energy bikes in a cycling class to power energy for that wing of the building.
That's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
You're thinking outside the box on that one.
Yeah.
Well, good job. I think it's great. I love seeing the kids' minds work like that. So when we talk about Envirolution and Project Recharge, what do you see? Like, what do you envision 5 years from now?
Oh, well, we want to be in every middle school and high school in Nevada, north, south, rural, and, being able to really give the teachers the tools and the encouragement and the resources to really effectively and actively engage these students. And we also hope to kind of create a model that we can bring this outside of the state too, and working with other nonprofits that have local connections and have maybe similar missions, and taking this program across the country.
That's wonderful. That's a great vision.
Yeah, Project Recharge is not your only program at Envirolution. Tell us more about your sustainability tour program and how it's evolved over the last 3 years.
Yeah, so the sustainability tour is a really nice extension of Project Recharge, where we take a group of middle school and high school kids during spring break up here in the north, and we take them on a week-long tour of different organizations and businesses that hit on all different areas of sustainability, from waste management and water and renewables, green buildings, alternative transportation, innovative technologies. So they really get to take these concepts that they're learning in school, in the classroom, and take it outside into the community and get to meet career professionals and realize that, yes, in fact, you can, again, make a good living doing great stuff for the environment and your community. So it's a really fun way to get the students involved.
That's great. How long have you been doing that tour?
That tour, this will be our third year of doing that program, and we're looking at trying to expand it to be more buses, during the same time frame, expand it over multiple breaks, and then, of course, the idea of bringing it down to Las Vegas as well.
There you go. Now you're talking. Well, I'll tell you, I like all the work that you're doing in Northern Nevada, and the fact that you're starting to stretch out into Southern Nevada as well as the rural areas. That's going to take a lot of work, and you're going to need lots of help. So I think that it's great that you're also bringing in many partners. Well, before we break, I'd like to go ahead and make a quick announcement. Green Fest is underway. Our planning team is working hard. We're super excited that our huge Earth Day celebration for Southern Nevada is going to be celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
10th
yeah, that's
anniversary.
At Downtown Summerlin again this year.
Yeah, it's going to be at Downtown Summerlin again. We're excited. We've got some new ideas coming together. If you're interested in learning more about Greenfest, you can go to greenfestlv.com. Registration will be opening up by the end of the week. If any of our listeners have any questions or ideas, feel welcome to email me personally, Annette at greenalliancenv.org. We look forward to having a lot of new partnerships and making this celebration bigger and better than it ever has. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon. Welcome back to the Shades of Green radio show, simulcast on KDON 720 AM and KDON 101.5 FM here in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by the Green Alliance and proudly sponsored by NV Energy. I'm Annette Bubach, filling in for Paul Ira, who is out today, and our co-host Dan Hannell is online. Here we are.
Hi,
good morning. And here we are back for segment 4 and our final segment of today's show. We do have Vanessa Robertson, who is the Executive Director of Envirolution, on the phone with us as well, sharing an amazing amount of information about the work that they're doing. And I just love the fact that we have so many great organizations out there hard at work, making a difference and really truly moving that dial towards a darker shade of green. Listeners, if you do have questions for our guests, please feel welcome to call in to the radio station, 702-257-5396. and that's 702-257-KDON. So, Vanessa, you had mentioned in the earlier segment that you have a really innovative professional development program. I think it would be really cool to hear more about that. Do you mind sharing?
Oh, my pleasure. So what our training model looks like for the teachers is we have a 3-day intensive training session where the teachers get to go through all of the lessons as the students. So they get to experience what it's like to, inquire on how light bulbs are lit and so forth. And so they really get to experience that hands-on approach to it. And they're also trained by other Project Recharge teachers. So they're getting the opportunity to hear directly from educators that have been implementing this program in their classroom, and they can really share their tips and trades and secrets of what works and what doesn't, and it lends some authenticity to the program. And once those teachers have the intensive, they can then start wrapping their head around it, and then we have a follow-up sessions throughout the year. So we don't want to throw all of this information all at once in 1 week, even though we certainly could. We want to let them digest it, and then having follow-up sessions throughout the year really allows us to develop a strong relationship with those teachers and building that trust and confidence, because once they go through the program the first year, they have the training, they have the materials, they have the curriculum, and so they get to train a whole new round of students each year. But we want to make sure that they can come back to us, that they feel comfortable to come back to us and get the updated curriculum and get more materials. And we've really promised, a dedicated staff to continuous refinement to the curriculum and any support that they might need. And so that training model is pretty unique in that we give them the tools that they need to implement it for years to come.
Well, I like that. I like how you're turning your teachers into mentors, and then also utilizing their feedback and, the way that they're looping back the information of what's working, ideas for improvement, and that way you continue to refine. What are some of can you think of anything in particular that a teacher maybe brought to your attention that might be a better way of doing the program?
Oh, well, I think what we hear a lot from teachers right now is, I have so many standards to hit, and I have so many tests I have to give. And so the more that we can make this a packaged semester, quarter-long thing that checks so many boxes off of their list, while also providing really fun, engaging STEM energy education, that's our biggest goal. So from hey, this is a really easy concept to add this standard. We get a lot of feedback along there. Or, hey, this material, we actually need more sets of materials because our classroom sizes are expanding. And so we really work to make sure our budgets for our classroom materials allow for that refinement and addition of materials. We found really good articles that recent up-to-date articles and podcasts that are hitting on these concepts. And so we really love adding and developing the curriculum to make it up-to-date and of the times. I
like how they're looking for outside sources or resources and bringing it to the attention too. So you're really having a huge impact on the educators. I love that, Vanessa. Stan, go ahead. You had a couple questions.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, if local teachers in Clark County want to get involved, or parents, students, even ordinary citizens like me, how do they find out more information about Envirolution and Project Recharge?
Well, we have a pretty detailed and robust website at www.envirolution.org, and that's ENVIROLUTION.org. If you're a teacher and you're interested in that, please reach out. We are in the process of kind of pitching this to the appropriate entities at the higher level. But, when we have teachers that are excited and want to bring this to their classrooms, it's pretty hard to say no. to it. If you're a parent or you're a student listening to that, same thing. Reach out to us, reach out to your school, let them know about this program and all the benefits that it can bring to the school and the students. But also ordinary citizens and parents, if obviously donating we are a 501c3 nonprofit, so materials, that will directly benefit the teachers. But also, if you're in a STEM field and you want to volunteer your time, we have a STEM career guest speaker list that we provide all of our teachers, and we have a growing list of committed individuals that want to come into the classroom and talk about their careers and talk about their fields. And, the sooner we get students aware and excited about STEM careers, the more likely they are going to pursue that after school and beyond.
Yeah, I think that's great when you talk about science, studying science. What's the application? How does it benefit a person, a student directly, and bringing in career professionals like that to show what they learned or how they took math and science, technology, and even engineering studies to get where they were and how they use that successfully.
It's wonderful. Well, good job, Vanessa. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to hearing more and how it's going to continue to grow through the state of Nevada. I'm with you. I'd like to see this in every single school in the state of Nevada and beyond. I think you're onto something really spectacular.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure,
bet.
Annette and Stan, chatting with you, and these types of partnerships are what we need.
Well, you got it. You have our support. You know that. And I just love your enthusiasm, your passion, and just the way that you're pulling collaborative partners together. I really am impressed. With that said, we're before we break, this is our final segment for our 94th show in 2018. Marks our second year. I want to say thanks to Paul, Ira, and Stan Hannell, who have been our hosts. We've had
joy. Thank you. Thank you for producing, Annette.
It's been a great run.
And retreating along.
Oh, well, we love you, and we thank all of our Beasley Media Group team who has been supportive. We want, on behalf of the Green Alliance, I'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a joyful New Year. And remember, join the Green Alliance as a member, greenalliancenv.org. We'll be talking to you in 2019. Take care, everybody.